everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm-up number 5 is on the screen. Let's get started, please. How's everybody doing? Good? Day 5? Not bad? It was a little cooler today, by the way. I was like, let's go, right? Yeah, we're getting there. All right, for the sake of time, really quick, turn to your neighbor, let them know what you got for number 1. Really quick in regards to the mean, median, mode, and range, and then we'll get started, get this show on the road. What? I might have one in the back. Is yours dying or what? Okay, do me a favor. I know you borrow it. Bring it over here. But when you're done, I want you to bring it to me because that one's mine. It's in the back or by the speaker. All right. So, and also, just a quick heads up. This session is being recorded now in this period. Woo. Yesterday's session was recorded in the first period, so some of you are going to be immortalized right now on YouTube. Let's go. Oh, yeah, we got this. So, to get us started, I need this in ascending order. Let's see. How about Lourdes? Ascending order, go. Hands, if you got that? That is correct. So far, so good. Now we're going into the mean. And what symbol did I ask you to use? Mu, that one. That's the symbol for mean. So, tell your neighbor what you got for the mean, and Lourdes is going to pass it to someone. Mean. What you get for the mean. Share with your neighbor. All right. Lourdes, pass someone. Vanya, what'd you get? 5.3. Hands if you got that. Was it exact or does it keep going? Keeps going, so I want you to put the wiggles for approximate. So that is correct. Not bad, not bad. Let's go to the median. Median. Let me pass it to Mr. Q. Okay. Now check this out. There's 6 data. I'm going to start from the left going towards the center and from the right going towards the center. Is there a number in the center? No. Whenever there is no number in the center, you put a little plus sign, add these 2 closest to the center, and divide by 2. Ooh-wee. Therefore, what is 5 plus 6? 11 divided by 2, that is 5.5. That is correct. Fairly simple, yes? Is it coming back for some of y'all? All right, let's go to mode. Mode. Mode is the number that repeats the most. Pass them on. No mode. That is correct. No mode because there is no number that's repeating. And last but not least, the range. Range. The range we find by doing what? Pass someone? Brandon? Fernanda? Oh, Yanni, my bad. What is it? 1 and 10, so you take 10 minus 1, and that gives us 9. That is correct. So our range is 9. Hands if you got all 4. Very good. Let's go to number 2. This is going to be interesting. To get us started, I'm going to write my equation, y equals mx plus b. Then I'm going to write y equals blank x. First, tell your neighbor what you wrote for the y-intercept. What did you write for the y-intercept? And Gianni's going to pass someone. Samuel, what'd you get for y-intercept? 1.5? Okay, he wrote 1.5, so I'm going to place a point there. And he said plus 1.5. Who said 1? Yeah, some of us, that's cool. That's close enough. And it all depends on how you're viewing the numbers, where they're at. And sometimes the scaling is going to affect that. So if you're pretty close enough, I'll be good with that. However, now we need a slope. So which means we need 2 points. So look up. I'm going to use this point and this point. So look at those 2 points. I need a slope, rise over run. Share with your neighbor what you got for the rise over run. What you get for rise over run. All right, looks like Colleen's got it. Very good, Colleen. Very good. Samuel, pass someone. Logan, what'd you get? 3 over 5. Let's double check that. Let's see. Rise. We're here. And we need to go here. So that means we need to go upward to what number? 4. And that looks like what? 2 steps. Yes. I make a right turn, and I need to go from here all the way over here. So if I start at 0, where do I stop? At 5, so that means rise over run. So this is, it was pretty close. So I'm going to write 2 over 5. 2 over 5. All right? And if you got that, all right, send that in, please. Make sure you get that in. And here's the agenda for today. Agenda for today, warm-up number 5, measure central tendency, and 4 problems. 4 problems for tonight only. All right, we good? All right, so agenda for today, once again, warm-up number 5 we just finished. Today we're moving on to measure central tendency. For some of you are reminded of that, but some of you, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, Q, but most of the work we already did, by the way. You're going to see how I introduce things on the warm-up that are going to help us to where we get to the next lesson or next concept, and that's how it goes. That's why I need you guys to continue to get that warm-up done as soon as you get started with the class. Code for your access to the home plate, M52BU. Now, a quick note on yesterday's home plate. I went back because I started getting emails that the code didn't work, and then I went to check, and it didn't. So I noticed that when I went from Nearpod to paste it on my PowerPoint, somehow it didn't paste the new one. It kept an old one. So I'm like, what'd you guys say? Bruh, or whatever, right? So it's like, so I said, okay, fine. So that's why we're going to go over the home plate today here together, okay? All right, so with that said, that's for tonight's. This is the previous one. So I'm going to send this to your screen. Give me a second. And there it is. Now you should be able to do stuff on the screen. Is that correct? So do me a favor first. We're going to do this one together. So let's scale our coordinate first. Label study hours X on your screen. You may write on your screen. Don't copy it on paper. Do that on the screen. And we're going to label grades Y. All right, so question. For the study hours, which is X, what is the smallest number? And it goes all the way up to what? 5. So that's going to be our X right here. So we start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to the grades. What's the lowest grade that these people got? 60. What is the highest grade? 92. But notice we have 5s in between or 7s and such. So we're going to start right here. Look up. Right here. Notice that there's a wiggle here because there's no data below the first number that we use. The first number I'm going to use is 60. Then I'm going to go to 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100. So once you label that, I want you to plot that data onto there, please, really quick. I'll give you some time. All right, for the sake of time, here we go. Look up to the screen. So you should have already labeled this, labeled that, and you started plotting all your data, right? Here we go. 384. 384 is about right there. 277. 275. 77 is about right there. 592. 5. 95, 90, 92 is about right there. 170, 170. 060, 060. 490, 490. And 375, 375. How we doing? Good? All right, so now check this out. Before I sketch my best fit line, tell your neighbor what kind of association this is. No association, positive association, negative association. Tell them what kind it is. All right, Colleen, what kind of association is that? Positive, yes, it's going upward from left to right. It's going upward. Now check this out. I'm going to sketch my line, and I want you to do the same. I'm going to start over here at 60, which is the very first point. And then I can't go here because how many points are left above? A bunch, right? Could I go to that one? I still have 4 above and 1 below. Could I go to those 2 right there? So it's barely touching these 2. These are above, these are below, and I'm going to stop right there. So go from 60 all the way to the 91 and create your line. All right. So we're done with part 1. Bless you. Go to part 2. Let me get you started. Y equals mx plus b. Underneath, I'm going to write y equals blank x, pretty much like the warm-up. So, look at that line. Tell your neighbor what our plus b is. Tell your neighbor what that is. What is that for our equation? Plus b is what? Looks like Mia's got it. Very good, Mia. Appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So, you share with your neighbor? All right. Enlighten us, Aleshka. What is our plus b? 60. That is correct. That's where it starts. So put a red dot right there. We got plus 60. Plus 60. There it is. So what do we need now, Mr. Q? We need a slope, which is rise over run. Rise over run. So we need a fraction here. All right, share with a neighbor. I'm going to use this point. So look up, this one, and this one. Share your neighbor the rise over run, or the slope. Talk it to your neighbor. Then Alessia is going to pass it to someone. All right, Aleshka, pass someone. What is it? Woo-wee. 30 over 4. Hands if you got that. That is correct. So if we go upward, up to right here, because that's where that point is at, we started at 30 all the way to 90, at 60 all the way to 90, that's 30 steps. Then we make a right turn going that way. We start at 0, and we stop where? At 4. That's where we get 30 over 4. So now, let's understand what we have here, look, guys. The X stands for what? Study hours. Are we there? Let's go to the next question. Predict the grade for a student who studied 6 hours. So think about it. What do we do with that number 6 in that equation? Tell your neighbor what to do there. What do we do there? What do we do there? Amelia, pass someone. Brandon Doherty, what do we do then? Six hours of study, and we said the study hours are here. What do we do? Pass to me. Now, we substitute for X, people. What is X? Study hours. So therefore, on this step right here, on your paper, y equals 30 over 4 times 6. I'm going to write 6 over 1. So like that, we multiply the fraction straight across. And at the end, we add 60. Find me the grade of that student after studying 6 hours. And once again, the context of this problem is the table at the right gives the number of hours spent studying for a science exam and the final exam grade. Now, just usually how it goes, the grade is pretty much match on to a percentage, if you want to think about it like that. All right, tell your neighbor what you got for C. Let's see what you got. Ooh. I get to pick, right? I don't get to pick? I get to pick. Colleen, what'd you get? What was the grade? All right, help her out. Carter, what'd you get? All right. 30 times 6, that's 180 divided by 4, and then at the end you add 60. 180 divided by 4 is 45. Add 60. The grade of the student that's 36 hours is 105%. Hands if you got that. All right. Now, question. Is that possible? Think about it. Think about most of your classes of the day. Is it possible to get 105%? Most of the time, no, but there's some teachers that actually allow some extra credit for depending on what you turn in, right? So I'm going to go with that. However, question, could this line go forever? This one. Could it go forever? Tell your neighbor why or why not. Talk it over to your neighbor. Could it go forever? Why or why not? All right. Good conversations. Carter, pass them one. Austin T. Austin T. What do you think? No, I'm saying, could this line go forever? It can? Hands if you agree with Austin? Some of you are like, I don't think I would study forever. or get a grade of 1,000. So therefore, I would say what? Probably not possible. All right? All right, set that aside, please. Thank you, guys. Let's go to our notes right away to get started. And by the way, tonight's home plate. Woo-wee. Did I give you the code already? Yes? All right. So, let me go back to it once again, just in case. For those of you, pay attention to this part. Those of you that fall into that category where maybe the code didn't work, let's think outside the box. Where else can I go to find my home plate? Tell your neighbor, please. The YouTube channel, bah! My goodness, I'm uploading the video lesson every day. Woo! All right, here we go. Write this down. I can summarize data and compute the measure central tendency. I can summarize data and compute the measure central tendency. I can summarize data and compute the measure central tendency. Say that 3 times really fast. Woo! Let's go. So tell your neighbor the main idea for today. What is our main idea for today? Main idea. Measures of central tendency. And what are we doing with that? Summarizing and computing. That is correct. So it's going to go pretty fast. So everybody go like this really quick. Go like this. Bear with me because it's going to go, yes. Yeah, we're doing Cornell notes from this point forward. Yes. All right. All right, here we go. Measure central tendency. What are they, Mr. Q? Write this down. Definition. Commonly used measures of center. Commonly used measures of center for a set of numerical data that represents a central or typical value of the data set. As you're writing the definition, look up, underline, commonly used measures of center. That's something to remember. All right. Measure central tendency, commonly used measures of center. Now check this out. You already know what they are and how to find them. Why? Because we've been working on those for the past days. So there's 3 of them. Tell your neighbor what they are. What are the measures of central tendency? Tell your neighbor. See if something pops in your noodle. What are the measures of central tendency? All right. Some of you, you might remember. Good. Those of you that don't, write these numbers down on the example. 75, 75, 85, 95, 100. Now, those are not measures of central tendency. That's just data that I'm giving you to find me the measures. The first one, which is the first one we start with in our warm-ups. Yeah, the mean. That is correct. The mean, how do we find that? We add all the numbers, divide by the number of numbers in the data set. That's how we find the mean. What's our second one? Median. That is correct. So now that it's in ascending order, the median is what? 85. And last but not least, mode. How do we find the mode? By looking at the data and seeing what? Which number is repeating the most. That is correct, which is 75. Now, yesterday I introduced one more, but that one's not part of the measure of central tendency, so I'm going to use that as a non-example. So over here, write the numbers again, and that one we're going to write on the non-example known as the range. So whenever I ask you what are the measures, you're going to give me the 3, not the 4. But are we going to be using the range? Yes, Mr. Q, we are going to be using the range as part of statistics. Okay? So, a couple hashtags for the sake of time. Hashtag 3 different measures, and hashtag show typical values of the data. So like I said, as long as you're practicing the warm-ups that we do, when we get to the lesson, you already did most of the work. Okay? All right, before I move on, from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you knowing what the measures are from 1 to 5? Yeah, we got it, right? 5, we've been working with those for the past days. Okay? Now, let's just do one more practice together to make sure we got it in regards to how to find the measured central tendency. All right? So on your screen, you have example 1A. Write that right underneath there. And remember, if you fall behind, you have the code where you can go into the presentation at home and copy whatever you are missing. Okay? Here we go. Example 1A. Find the mean, median, mode, which is the measured central tendency, and range of the data set 478.21242. I'll give you some time for that. Copy and go. All right, question. What is the first thing we do with a set of data? Tell your neighbor, please. All right. Alexa, what do we do with a set of data anytime we get a set of data? In ascending order, go. Hands, have you got that? Looks about right. All right, and now let's find the measures. Mu, bless you. Median, bless you. Mode. And those are the measures, but I'm asking you also to find the range. All right? Tell your neighbor what you got for the mean. What'd you get for the mean? Then Alexa's going to pass someone. Alexa, pass someone. Alessandra. The mean? Yeah. 3.75. Hands, have you got that? Looks about right. Let's go. Median. Median. Tell your neighbor what you got for the median, and we're going to pass that to someone. All right, Alessandra, pass someone. Who? Amelia? 3. Hands, have you got that? That is correct. There's 4 datas here, 4 datas here. We go to the center, there's nothing there. We put a plus sign. 2 plus 4, that's 6. Divided by 2, that is 3. Okay, not bad. Mode. Everyone, what's our mode? 2. That is correct. That's the one that repeats the most. And everyone, the range. 7. That is correct. Send me your stuff, please. All right, here we go. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. You'll finish sending that in a little bit. Eyes on the screen. So now, we've been doing this already, right? Okay, from 1 to 5, I'll come through. Are you with that? Yeah, 5, 5, 5, 4, okay. We got it. However, I'm going to add one more thing. We're going to find what we call quadrants. What are they called? Quadrants. What are they called? Quadrants. So now that I have my data in ascending order, the very first quadrant, pay attention, you're going to miss it. The very first quadrant that's the easiest to find is quadrant 2. Which quadrant? Quadrant 2. And why, Mr. Q? Because we already found it. That's also known as the median. So I want you to label that Q2. The median is quadrant 2. So go up to your data, look up here. Draw a line, label it 3, and you're going to label that Q2. You got it? Yes? Now, why is that so important, Mr. Q, to find that one first? Because now we have the data split into 2 sections, a lower section and a higher section. Do you guys see that? So now, I'm going to ask you, pay attention to this part, look at the lower section. Find me the median again. Find the median again, please. Tell your neighbor what it is. Looks like Colleen's got it. Very good. Let's go with Mia. Mia, what's our median for this data right here? 2. That is correct. So if we go to the center of here, there's nothing here. But 2 plus 2 is 4 divided by 2 is, so put another line there. Write 2. And we're going to write Q1. So, once again, here goes the process. We found Q2. We went to the lower section. We found the median. That was our Q1. Well, guess what we're going to do now? Go to the upper section. Find me the median again, and that's going to be Q3. So find me Q3, please. What is Q3? Everyone, what is Q3? Yeah, 5.5. So label that 5.5. This is our Q3. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you finding the quadrants? Yeah, we got this, right? All right. So that's pretty much part of the home plate and what I'm going to ask you to do for that. So watch. Look up to the screen. Look at the next problem. Don't copy it, but is that pretty much exactly the same as the other one? Just different numbers, yeah? That's why I want to go to a word problem. You all ready? Copy this one, example 2A. Copy the problem, please, so you can have it as an example. And it reads, example 2A, 6 members of the cross-country team ran miles in a week, certain miles in a week. Find the measures of central tendency. And the miles that these people ran were 10, 4, 6, 3, 4, and 6. And once again, you're copying the problem itself. Question. What can you conclude from the data? Well, right now, nothing, because it's just data unless I do something with it. Then the other question, what measure best describes this data? Justify your answer. All right, since we already know what to do, I'm going to have, let's see, get me started, please. Aaron J., what do I do first with that data? Go. So far, so good, yes? All right, let's find the measures. Tell your neighbor, what are the measures of central tendency? What are they? Mean, what else? Median, and mode. Oh. All right. We've got the mean already, the mean. All right, what'd you get? 5.5, write that in there. That is correct. Median. Austin, S. What did you get for the median? 5 is correct because there's no number here. You just add these 2, divide by 2, there it is. And everyone, what is our mode? What is our mode? 4 and 6. That is correct, both of them, because they repeat at the same time. Question. Now that we have these numbers, what can you conclude from this data according to this problem? People running the miles in a week. So, your neighbor, what would you write as a statement for that? What would you write? Most what? Cross-country members ran what? Where do you conclude? Aaron A., where do you conclude? Look at this data. This is the total data, but this is what we got once we found the measures. What can you conclude? What observation? Most cross-country members ran about 5 miles for the week. That is correct. Woo-wee! I'm going to stop right there, guys. Once again, do your practice. Enjoy your home play. See you guys Monday. Bye.